Do you know how the blockchain stays secure? There are two main methods, proof of work and proof of stake. But what's the difference? Let me explain. We'll start with proof of work or POW. This method is used by Bitcoin and it requires miners to use their computing power to solve complex puzzles. The more computing power or hash rate you have, the higher the chances of being selected to validate a block of transactions. Miners use specialized hardware called an ASIC to perform these calculations. As the network gets bigger, the difficulty of the puzzles increase, meaning miners must compete more intensely to get rewarded. Because of this, the network becomes more secure as more miners join and contribute their computing power. However, this process consumes a lot of energy. In fact, Bitcoin uses as much electricity as a small country, which raises some serious environmental concerns. Now let's take a look at proof of stake or POS. And like POW, POS doesn't require miners to own expensive hardware or go through an approval process. Instead, users who want to validate blocks must first stake or lock up a certain amount of tokens. The more tokens you stake, the higher the chances of being selected to validate a block. Once selected, the validator will propose a new block, collect fees from the transactions within that block, and then confirm the block along with other validators. This process is much faster than POW and it uses significantly less energy. In fact, POS uses 99% less energy than POW. No wonder many popular blockchains such as Ethereum 2.0, Polygon, Solana and Cardano use this method. So what are the main differences between these two methods? Well, POW is extremely secure, but it's also very energy heavy. POS on the other hand is more energy efficient and eco-friendly, but it can be criticized for not being as secure as POW. However, recent attacks against the Ethereum network have shown that despite having a lower security margin, it's still incredibly safe as long as the majority of validators remain honest. In the end, both systems have their pros and cons, but one thing is for sure. They are both essential in securing the future of crypto networks. So remember the main difference between them. POW is all about security while POS is all about efficiency. Or you can just remember this simple phrase, POW equals security, POS equals efficiency. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more updates.